Epic City. It is the planned Muslim-centric neighborhood set just 40 miles north of Dallas, and it's got a lot of attention nationwide and from the top leaders of Texas. Yesterday, Governor Greg Abbott announcing the state has halted any construction of Epic City and has launched multiple investigations into the development alongside the Department of Justice. My next guest has been following this story closely, and joining me now is a senior journalist for Texas Scorecard, Erin Anderson. Erin, thanks for being with us here today. Let's set a little background for those who are just catching up on the story of Epic City. It is a planned development under a existing Muslim community and mosque, where the plan suggests 1,000 homes, a mosque, a community center. It does not suggest you have to be Muslim to live in the community, but it will be a life centered around the values and the life of Islam. It has garnered a ton of attention and a lot of concern. Here you see that not only has Governor Abbott and Attorney General Ken Paxton, but the Department of Justice for the United States launched investigations into Epic City. I know you have visited it recently. Can you give us a little bit of an update on what you've seen, what's happening out there?
Well, yes, thanks, Will. The development or planned development has caused a lot of interest and concern. It is being developed by a group that has been based in the city of Plano for more than a decade. They decided to expand. They bought property in the unincorporated county, and so far, it's just basically farmland and marketing. So they started last year marketing the properties, and as you mentioned, the plans are expansive: homes, a mosque, community centers, schools. But that's all on paper right now. Right? It's still empty farmland. They are still in the very preliminary early stages of the development. And so it was interesting to see Governor Abbott's message on X stating that he had halted construction because no construction has even come close to beginning.
Empty farmland, right?
Empty farmland.
Empty farmland and plans for Epic City. Now, this is going to come with a whole host of issues and debates, and the investigations will have to bear it out. Is there a plan to implement Sharia law at Epic City? Is there a plan to allow people of other faiths to live in Epic City? Of course, they say the answer is yes. We have seen I think there's two examples we should point to. The concerns are legitimate. One, I want to share with you, this is back in March, and this is from a podcast where a developer in Michigan was talking about a similar style of development, and he had this to say about what he hoped to happen in Michigan.
So we're still debating on the name, but it's going to be something Muslim name and a village attached to it, right? The names of the streets: Khalid ibn al-Walid, Tariq bin Ziyad, like all the great conquerors. Like, people need to Google those conquerors. What we're doing, there's something called association fee. I don't know what it's called in Dubai. Like your maintenance fee that you pay yearly, cutting the service fee, to cut the grass, to remove the snow and whatnot. So that service fee will put there 75% of the service fee you're paying goes to the masjid.
So they would automatically not want to come?
Automatically. If you are a practicing Christian, I would advise you, why help the Muslims, you know?
So that's from a little over a year ago in Michigan. And that's the type of thing I think that has to be discovered in this investigation. That's different than Epic City, but perhaps there could be similar type of policies.
Well, of course, that's what has raised concerns, is what is this finished product going to look like? And some of the initial promotions for the development did seem to suggest that it was for Muslims, right? It was a Muslim-centric, as you said, by Muslims, for Muslims. And that raised some red flags about, are we running afoul of state and federal fair housing laws and such? And there are still others in the community, at which I happen to live in the Collin County community, that are concerned about any expansion of Muslim developments. They fear that an exclusively Muslim community is going to foster sort of, un-American, anti-American type sentiment, rather than being an inclusive within, our American system.
I spoke to Attorney General Ken Paxton, and he said there will be constitutional rights like free association, freedom of religion that will come up. But on the other hand, those concerns you're hearing in the community, they're legitimate when you look at Europe. And we've seen that exact thing play out in Paris, in London, no-go zones, anti-assimilation areas. And we don't want to see that in America.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.